The courtroom was quiet except for the faint hum of the air conditioner. Under the bright studio lights, two nervous faces waited behind their respective podiums. One was a young man with a tense jaw and his arm in a sling. The other, a woman clutching a folder of papers. The kind of person who looked like she had spent the night organizing every detail of her story. Between them sat the legendary Judge Judy, peering over her glasses, her eyes sharp enough to cut through any lie before it left someone's mouth. "This isn't complicated," Judge Judy began, her voice brisk but charged with that familiar authority. "Each of you claims the other caused a traffic accident. You," she pointed at the woman, "were in a car, making a left-hand turn. And you," she turned to the man, "were on a motorcycle going straight. Let's see who was really thinking clearly that night." The story unfolded like so many before it. A normal evening. A quiet intersection. No stoplight, no stop sign. Just a left turn gone wrong. The woman, Ms. Mellick, said she had checked the road carefully. "He wasn't there," she insisted, her voice rising slightly. "There were two cars in the lane, and he came shooting between them." The motorcyclist, Mr. Filmer, didn't flinch. He sat upright, calm but defensive. "That's not true, Your Honor. I made a legal lane change." "There was enough room." Judge Judy's eyebrow rose. "Could you have made that lane change with a car?" "A small car," he said, trying to keep a straight face. "A smart car?" She snapped, her sarcasm slicing through the air. The audience chuckled. Even Officer Byrd smirked from the side. Judy leaned back, crossing her arms. "Mr. Smart Car," she said with a faint grin, "your counterclaims dismissed." The courtroom erupted in laughter, but beneath the humor was a tension that everyone could feel. This wasn't just about a few dents or a dislocated shoulder. It was about accountability, the kind that doesn't come easy when pride gets involved. Ms. Mellick wasn't giving up. She opened her folder and waved a few papers. "Your Honor, I have witness statements from people who saw the whole thing. It's all in the police report." "Were the witnesses here?" "No, but then I don't care," Judy interrupted. "If they're not here, their words don't mean much." The woman sighed, clearly frustrated. "But he admitted to speeding. He said he was going too fast." The motorcyclist nodded almost proudly. "Yes, ma'am. I was speeding. About 5 miles over the limit." "5?" Judy pressed. "Okay, 10, he admitted. I was doing 50 in a 40 zone. She leaned forward, locking eyes with him. "So, you were going 10 miles faster than everyone else? Weaving through traffic, and you thought that was a good idea on a motorcycle?" He hesitated, his voice softer now. "I was late for work." Judy didn't blink. "You don't have an excuse. That's not a reason, that's a confession." For a moment, the courtroom was silent. Ms. Mellick folded her arms, feeling vindicated. Mr. Filmer looked down at his shoes, probably wishing the ground would open up and swallow him, but Judge Judy wasn't done. She turned her gaze to the woman. "Now you were making a left turn. You know what that means. You have to wait until the road is completely clear. It doesn't matter if he was speeding. You still turned before the intersection was safe." Ms. Mellick's confidence cracked slightly, but he came out of nowhere. His lights were on," Judy interrupted. "You should have seen them. It was dark. You didn't wait. You made the turn too soon." The woman's expression hardened, but she didn't argue. Deep down, she knew there was truth in the judge's words. Then Judy turned to Byrd, her longtime bailiff. "Byrd, does this make sense to you?" He chuckled. "Absolutely. I just love the pox on both your houses, part." The audience laughed again, easing the tension, but Judy's expression stayed serious. "That's what this is," she said. "Both of you share the blame. You were speeding." She pointed to Filmer. "And you were impatient." She pointed to Mellick. "You both could have avoided this." The young man nodded slightly, as if finally accepting it. "A little bit my fault, yeah," he murmured. Judge Judy's tone softened, just barely. "You seem like a decent man, and yes, I believe you felt responsible, but this should be a lesson. You're not invincible on that motorcycle. Speeding and weaving around cars isn't bravery. It's recklessness. If things had gone differently that night, we wouldn't be talking about a shoulder injury. We'd be talking about a fatality." He nodded again, quieter now. "Yes, ma'am." Turning back to Ms. Mellick, Judy continued, "And you, Ms. Mellick, need to understand that left turns require patience. It's not enough to assume the road is clear because you can't see someone. You have to anticipate. Just like you'd anticipate a child running out between parked cars or a deer crossing the road, driving is about expecting the unexpected. The woman looked down, her confidence replaced by reflection. I understand, Your Honor. Judge Judy flipped through the papers one last time, her decision already made. Your car damage was $2,800, but since both of you share fault, I'm awarding you half, $1,400. Your counterclaim, Mr. Filmer, is dismissed. You were reckless. Case closed. The gavel struck once, sharp, final, echoing through the room. The audience clapped softly as the two parties turned to leave, both a little humbled, both a little wiser. Outside the courtroom, the bright afternoon light hit them differently. The tension had melted, replaced by a strange sense of closure. Ms. Mellick exhaled, her nerves finally settling. Mr. Filmer adjusted his sling and gave her a small nod. Not quite an apology, but a quiet acknowledgement of shared fault. In that unspoken moment, they both seemed to understand what Judge Judy had been trying to teach all along. That responsibility isn't about who yells louder, who brings more papers, or who looks more innocent. It's about awareness, humility, and the choices made in split seconds that can change lives forever. And as the courtroom doors closed behind them, the lesson lingered, loud and clear, like the echo of Judy's gavel itself.